What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, May 24th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comment section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We are rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Drew Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, and FACUNDO CAMPAZZO. It's on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, we're going to the shooting guard spot, and we're grabbing Austin Rivers. He's 4,400, projected for 20 fantasy points. The goal's 34.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 49% of the time. Yikes. I don't like going to Austin Rivers, but there is not a lot of value to be had, and Austin Rivers is playing some pretty big minutes. I've got him in for 32. He's a sub 0.7 fantasy point per minute guy. That's not very good, but again, you don't have a lot of options if you're looking to pay down, and if you're going to do that, I'm trying to pay down with minutes. 14% usage, 10 points, 3 boards, 2.5 assists. It's not going to be pretty, but the shooting guard position just isn't pretty. So if you need to save a little bit of salary, I think Austin Rivers is your guy. Or you can pay up a little bit more for my number 4 guy. That would be MCCOLLUM, also shooting guard eligible, projected for 38. The goal is 47. He's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. McCollum's going to play big minutes. I've got him in for 38, but if this game is competitive, I don't think that 40 or 42 is out of the question. And he's a fantasy point per minute guy. So we're talking about 27% usage and a whole lot of real points. 23.5 real points, 5 assists, 4 boards. Maybe you get a stock. Now, it is a pace down spot against Denver for Portland, but it's a 2-game slate. There's not much you can do with it. The fact that CJ is priced in the mid-7s is actually pretty appealing for a day like today, and that's why you're seeing him show up in the number 4 spot. Next up at number 3, we have my preferred pay-up option of the day. That would be power forward eligible Giannis ANTETOKOUNMPO. He's 10,900, projected for 59. The goal is just 60.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 53% of the time. If I'm paying up, I want to go to Giannis. He's the best fantasy per minute guy on the planet, and he's going to be playing probably 38 minutes, even 40 if this game is ultra competitive. 1.55 fantasy points per minute is where I have him for today. 34% usage. I shouldn't have to bore you with this. You guys know exactly what Giannis is going to do. 32 points, 11 boards, 6 assists, and 2.5 stocks. This guy does literally everything on the floor. He's the perfect fantasy guy. Now, to roster Giannis, you're going to have to go to someone like Austin Rivers or CAMPAZZO. You're going to have to find pay down spots. But if you are trying to pay up, I prefer Giannis over the other pay up options. At number 2, we're heading back to Denver. Small forward eligible Michael Porter Jr., 7,600. He's coming in the number 2 spot, projected for 43. The goal's 47. He's in the optimal lineup 61% of the time. Porter's playing big minutes. The fact that he's still in the mid-7s is kind of crazy to me. I've got him in for 1.1 fantasy points per minute in 38 minutes, 26% usage, and 26 real points. 8.5 boards, and then very little else. A steal, a block, maybe an assist or 2. Not really getting involved in the distribution game, unfortunately. But that's fine, because you're looking for Porter to score. And against Portland, I don't expect him to have many issues there. 38 minutes of Michael Porter at 7,600, at small forward no less. I love it. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Only place you're going to get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, you guys know the drill. In the comment section underneath this video, I need your favorite contender, your least favorite contender, and the guy that you thought should have been on this list that you didn't see. And finally, the number 1 contender for today's slate, that would be power forward eligible Robert Covington. He's 4,600, which is a pretty nice value. Projected for 26, the goal's 35. He's in the optimal lineup 68% of the time. You got to pay down somewhere, and I think doing it with Covington is pretty solid. They've got him in for 34 minutes. There's not going to be any usage here, that's for sure. 9.6 boards, 2 steals, or 2 stocks, we'll call it. Maybe 3 stocks if you're lucky. It's 2.9 if we're talking right now. I got 1.6 steals, 1.3 blocks. So we're close. That's what you need. For Robert Covington to pay off, he's going to have to be active in the steal and block game because you're probably not getting there with raw points. He's a 0.75 0.8, somewhere in that neighborhood, fantasy point per minute guy. He's a lot like Austin Rivers in this spot, just at a position that's a little bit different. I really like paying down for Covington and pairing him with Giannis. I think that's my preferred power forward combo, and I expect that to be the most owned power forward combo. Can't get away from it. Today, Robert Covington is the #1 contender for today's slate. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, May 24th. Strategy show, 10 a.m. with Lofty. We'll be breaking down both games. There's a DraftKings version of this video around here somewhere, and the process show is in the books. Go watch that. I will be on the deeper dive tonight from 5:30 to 6:30 with Lofty once again, where we're breaking it down one last time based on any news that would have come out throughout the day. So good luck today, everybody. I will see you guys again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.